Yo, what's going on, guys? And we're here. Damn, my voice. Jusuf Nurkic on the trade block, according to Dwayne Rankin. Yes, the Suns are putting Jusuf Nurkic on the trade block. The Suns have been actively shopping him. They're 14-14. Mason Plumlee and rookie Oso Ighodaro have been playing fantastic. Allegedly, Jonas Valančiūnas and Nikola Vucevic are the two guys that have been thrown around in trade talks. I think personally, Vooch, would be cool and all, but I think he does not address what they would need, and he would just continue to give you the problem that you have, which is you have an interior hole defensively when Nurkic is on the floor because of how slow he is. And Vooch, yeah, he's having a great year offensively, but I don't think you need another offensive piece. I think you just need a big. And if you're trying to save money, get Jonas Valančiūnas. He's not going to do too much. He's not going to do too little. He's going to do just right. So let's get into today's video. I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you guys think? And what would you do if you were the Phoenix Suns? Again, they can only trade Nurkic, and they have to take less salary back, and they can't aggregate players with Nurkic. So it'd have to be Nurkic for less money. It can be multiple players, but it have to be less than his current salary. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and look at some potential trades or things that they could investigate. As I said, if they were going to trade Jusuf Nurkic for Jonas Valančiūnas, I'd assume that they'd want one or two extra, like at least an extra player in there to get more depth, whatever way possible. I could be wrong, but it just seems like that's what they would do. Again, Jusuf Nurkic is making $18.1 million. So, and because they're a second apron team, they can't aggregate contracts to trade for Nikola Vucevic. The other big that I think that could be on the market that could command their attention, it's very, very hard to see who that guy is. Because you look around the NBA, and there's not someone who sticks out. Yes, there's the Robert Williams in Portland, but I don't think they want to go for another Portland center. Same thing goes with Zack Collins or the backup centers in San Antonio. I don't think they're interested in any of those guys. Steven Adams and Jock Landale are definitely not what they're looking for. So I wonder what they would do at that point. Seriously, it's very interesting. So that's when, again, really the only deal that comes to mind now that we bring it up is and I don't even think the Rockets would care to do this, but a Jock Landale, Jeff Green deal, or Jae'Sean Tate. It seems like Jae'Sean Tate's going to be traded at the deadline. So let's say Jae'Sean Tate, Jock Landale, Jusuf Nurkic. The only problem with this deal is, why would the Rockets do this? Does it work? Yes. Yes, it works. And in this case, the Suns walk away with Jock Landale and Jae'Sean Tate. And Landale fits perfect next to Mason Plumlee and Oso Ighodaro. But I would be remiss to say that, like, it doesn't make sense for the Rockets to do a trade like that. And the Pistons aren't going to be interested in moving Isaiah Stewart for Jusuf Nurkic, because the only thing they can offer them are second-round picks. Because I believe they are unable to trade their 2031 pick. I'm just going to get confirmation right now, but because they technically could do a Nurkic with a pick. Actually, they have their 2031 pick they could trade. Isaiah Stewart straight up for Jusuf Nurkic in an unprotected 20 or a pick swap of 2031. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. And Isaiah Stewart's already paid. There's worse trades out there, ladies and gentlemen. That's not a bad one. Isaiah Stewart, Jusuf Nurkic. Now, again, you're only doing this if you're the Pistons for the pick. I'm looking around the league, and the Magic have too many injuries to trade any of their front court players. The Knicks seem to really like Mitchell Robinson. So you go over to the Nets, and unless you think like Dorian Finney-Smith and Deron Sharp is the answer. Oh man, that's 18.9. I don't believe that they can do that. That trade would fail, yeah. So that trade is $800,000 more than it would be necessary. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's so unfortunate because that would have been a decent trade for them. Dorian Finney-Smith and Deron Sharp deal. They could arguably do two separate trades where it's Jusuf Nurkic and Dorian Finney-Smith straight up for each other, and they swap those guys, and then they swap either Josh Okogie or I guess that's really the only other contract that they could trade. So for Deron Sharp, and that's how they would do that. Two separate trades. But yeah, outside of there, I don't think there's a big that's catching my attention that they would want to go after or feasibly could go after. There's Nick Richards, but then you go back to the thing, why would the Hornets take on that salary? As I floated earlier, unless they're sold on Zack Collins being better and 3 years younger and 40 pounds lighter, you could maybe convince yourselves that saving $1.4 million and just swapping Jusuf Nurkic for Zack Collins wouldn't be the end of the world. Now, Zack Collins has been awful this season, so there's also been that. What do you guys think? What would you do? I think it's definitely an interesting situation. I think it's very curious to see how they're going to play this out. But that's it. I'm going to go. I hope you guys did enjoy. Like, comment, and subscribe.